I've made those tough decisions, and I'm prepared to do that now.
Thank you, Kish. Gary?
Can you repeat the question?
I-
I'm just kidding. The position of Walnut Creek's economic health. Quite frankly, we're better than most public agencies, without a doubt. I would say we have a very healthy investment portfolio. We have reasonable amount, but dwindling reserves. I view the investment portfolio and the reserves, however, as sort of like our 401k. That's our retirement. That's something that we can't use and shouldn't use for our operating budget. My concern is our operating budget. That pays for the day-to-day programs and services that we all enjoy. The 2008-2010 budget that we just approved a few months ago, at the end of June, had a $6 million structural deficit that we were fortunate enough to have some reserve money that we could balance the budget. Our projected deficit, which considers the current economic times, but it also includes the current salary structure and programs and services that we're offering, projects up to a $13 million deficit. That's a big issue that we all get to face over the next couple of years. Two ways to solve that problem. One, there's two parts to the equation. One is controlling expenses. The other is generating more revenue. We are going to create new financial strategies that bring both expenses and revenue into alignment. We need to focus a significant effort on economic development. The sales tax revenue that we get from our autos and from our downtown are vital to our revenue stream, and as much as we want to say that we can control all the expenses, we are accustomed to all these great services, accustomed to all these wonderful programs. We need to focus on the economic development as the key to our solution, and I'm out of time.
Gary, thank you very much. Now we'll have the second question, and Saul, we're going to start with you. It's a little longer question. I may have to repeat this one. There are complaints about traffic and parking in Walnut Creek. What is your perspective, and what solutions do you support?
I didn't know there was traffic and parking problems in Walnut Creek. I just really didn't know that. I'm just kidding. I live pretty much downtown Walnut Creek, right behind, off of San Miguel, the downtown Safeway over there. I experience the downtown on an everyday occurrence. And yes, there is traffic problems, and there are many parking challenges. One of the things that's being proposed right now to the council is possibly enforcing parking meters past 6 o'clock and enforcing parking meters all day Sunday. Now, I am against that. I do not think that is good for the city, and especially for our residents. As I walk through the neighborhoods and talk to the people, that is one of their primary concerns, is the enforcement of parking, the availability of parking. Now, there is a public perception that there is no parking. There are many places to park in Walnut Creek, and what I would like to do when elected, especially come out to Rossmoor and speak to the Rossmoorians and tell them all the opportunities there are, the parking opportunities there are. I don't think it's being communicated as well as it should be where to park. And I would like to actually propose that as a city councilman to communicate better to the people where their parking opportunities are. Thank you.
Saul, thank you very much. Kish, you're on.
Thanks. Well, I've served on the Transportation Commission for the last couple of years. I chair that commission now, so I have a lot of experience diving into these issues of traffic and parking in our city and working to bring leadership to find solutions to those issues. I talked a lot about how wonderful and vibrant our local economy is and all the terrific resources it brings to us that we invest in our quality of life. That's really, really good. Making sure we have the right infrastructure that we need to support the vibrancy of our economy is one of the challenges that we have to work through in order to sustain that vibrant economy that brings us so much. Traffic and parking are the visible aspects of that we need to address, and we've been working on it. If you look at the downtown transportation and parking study that was commissioned, a very thoughtful document that was produced a couple of years ago, it indicated some really important facts. We have about 7,500 parking spaces in total in downtown Walnut Creek. And even in the most impacted times, the heaviest peak times, fully 20% of those spaces remain vacant. Why is that? Well, we need to understand why is that. And we need a thoughtful plan and a comprehensive strategy to first fully maximize the parking supply that we have so we can make it easier and more affordable and simpler for people to park in our downtown. If we do that, that also will alleviate congestion because you won't have people circling their cars downtown looking for a spot if we've made it easier for them to find one in the first place. So I want to put those kinds of strategies in place, and I want to do it as I have done as chair of the commission in partnership with our residents, in partnership with our business partners, in partnership with the city as a whole. So I think it's important to find those solutions. I want to bring that kind of leadership to a difficult problem, a problem that doesn't have easy solutions, a problem that we can't just solve overnight, but it is an issue that people, very well-meaning people on all sides, are bringing a lot of attention to. I want to bring leadership to it to find solutions that will make it better for all of us. Thank you.
Gish, thank you very much. Gary?
Complaints about traffic and parking in Walnut Creek. You know, we've heard that for years and years and years. One aspect of the traffic that won't spend a lot of time on is because I think we're most concerned about the traffic and parking in downtown. But a lot of the neighborhood folks do have issues with the traffic on Ignacio Valley Road and Treat Boulevard and the other arterials. Quite frankly, that is a regional solution as much as it is a Walnut Creek solution. If I don't run out of my 2 minutes, I'll try to get back to that. But I think I know for a fact that over the past 8 years that I've been on council, the actual drive times on Ignacio Valley through some creative solutions has decreased. Now, downtown, traffic and parking. Quite frankly, that is a result of our success. And people call traffic and parking a big problem. I submit that, is it a bigger problem if you were to drive downtown and saw vast spaces of empty parking and you saw no cars on our streets? To me, that's a bigger problem. And I see Mayor Regalia is here, and she has a great anecdotal story about that I can't get into now. I mean, think of what we have downtown. We have the wonderful vibrancy of our restaurants, the leisure center, the great shopping. People are attracted to Walnut Creek. It's our job to better manage and find creative solutions to the parking and the traffic. The downtown is considered a pedestrian retail area. We encourage folks to park their car once and have their feet and the free shuttle help them move around downtown Walnut Creek. People are talking and concerned about some of the accommodations that are made by the valet parking. To me, that is a creative solution that we need to continue to investigate. I know the Downtown Business Association has started a valet program throughout the downtown area, and I'm not even going to get back to Ignacio Valley Road.
Gary, thank you very much. Bob?
Thank you. Last night I took the opportunity to go to the City Council chambers and watch Brad Rovenpar's show on Walnut Creek in the 1950s. And some of the pictures that he had showed what traffic was like on Main Street in the 1950s before the freeway was built. And it was bumper to bumper, not moving, just a solid line of cars, almost as if it was a street-type parking lot. So traffic has been something that everybody on the City Council has had to think about and consider for the last 50 years. And if we continue to be a success, it'll probably be something we will be talking about for the next 50 years, or perhaps somebody else will be talking about it. I'm not sure the four of us will be. I've served on the Planning Commission for 4.5 years, and while serving on the Planning Commission, every time a new application comes in, we look at a lot of different issues, but we will look always at traffic and parking as two of the biggest issues. Sometimes we'll mix things up and we'll look at parking and traffic. But one way or the other, those are two of the issues that we always look at when we are doing this. And it is one of the issues before the City Council. There are a number of things as a City Council member that I would like to be doing if elected. It includes looking at how we can